Well, it's a nice resounding snap to welcome in our Poetry Slam this month, isn't it? Welcome everybody for our Poetry Slam of the month of September. Fall is here. It's coming, but it's okay. We're all here together. That's fine. We'll fall together. First on up for our Poetry Slam, we'll get right on into it. We have the talented, the mysterious Robert St. Germain. Come on up.
Hey, cool, I got 2 poems to share. This one is called Heavy Metal. So, it goes Heavy Metal. There is a power in the music tonight. Everything will be alright. Dragons, demons, and the Grim Reaper too. There is a blaze within me and you. I'll kick down the door and walk right in. I don't care if you think it's a sin. The gods of thunder roar in the sky. This is the edge that helps me get by. The Prince of Darkness sings so true. This is a nice break from feeling blue. A bellowed cry moves through me, and now it's time to set me free. This is where the journey starts, here inside my beating heart. That's what's called the Chariot of Fire. There we go. I'll ride a chariot of fire in the sky. This is where I live to fly. No angel can hold me down. There is darkness all around. I am the ruler of this land. The power and the might is so grand. My army follows just behind. Power grows within my mind. Hell is here and here to stay. We are far from the light of day. Countries will fall at my feet. No mere mortal can compete. I am the Lord of this darkened place. It's time to rule the human race.
We are starting with some power in here. Thank you, Rob, for those words, and we thought we were in it for the mysterious, but let's go and soothe our lovely ears with the readings of Cassandra. Come on up. Lovely is the word of the day. Soothe our love.
Hi, I'm Cassandra. I've got 3 new poems for you. One is called Fairy Tale. Once upon a time, the glow of the moon illuminated the fairy tale that was your life. But you look around now and everything has the feel of a nightmare. You're alone and you're scared. Where did the light go? It's impossible to know. Sensitive to every passing emotion, you pursued your dreams with devotion. But now you can't see the forest for the trees. Every curve and bump is hidden in the darkness. Stumbling forward, you can no longer walk with ease. Distant sounds of growling, bright eyes in the night. What creature lurks on the edge of the scene? Fear pounds in your blood, trying to figure out what it all means. Where can you go to escape? Or maybe this is your last day on earth. Maybe this is fate. Where was your colorful paradise? Where everything was beautiful, where everything was safe. Will you become a creature deformed by lack of light? Or will this transformation pass too and lead to a day as bright as mid-afternoon? Every fairy tale has a dark core, some evil to overcome before the hero or heroine can flourish. Magic outcomes are sealed with a kiss. Will your story end like this? A step towards adventure and romance, a happy ending and solace, reinvented for a second chance. Thank you. Okay, this one is called Hurt. Burrowed in the ground like an animal, nursing an emotional wound. Joy in life escaping as from a deflated balloon. It hurts to think about, do I dare give a voice to my grief? I only want relief, but no one is there to comfort me. This pain is pure and I hurt so badly, trying to be strong but feeling weak. Deep inside I cried for you and my misery overwhelmed my ability to cope. It's a slippery slope giving in to the flow of tears. Will I ever desire to live again when I cannot bear the strain? My entire existence seems to be an open wound. In happier times, I could not imagine how it would feel to be abandoned by you. I could not see why you would want to inflict this bereavement on me. Survival was hardly a choice, but a biological fact. I never thought someone I loved would treat me like that. Rejection has crushed my spirit, and I don't know how to go on. Only wanting this sense of betrayal to be gone. It was never my decision to lose you, but I was wrong all along to believe you were the answer to all my problems. Maybe we could have done life together, but that was never what you wanted. So I tried to get along, I tried to move on by being gentle with myself. This love has taken so much from me, and I had to learn to be alone. Thank you. All right, my third one is called Extended. We all want to be independent, but there is a cost. Our elders left to languish in nursing homes, even when it's not necessary, or exploited by love scams because they feel so unloved. When teenagers are cast out of the house and are unable to secure housing or a job, the government says they believe in family values, but they are guilty of stealing children and putting them in harsh and often abusive residential schools. When we throw away love, we are certainly fools. Many families remain bonded as children reach adulthood, staying in touch even if they don't have to. We are particularly blessed when we have an extended family to turn to or a community where we belong. It takes a village to raise a child, especially when there is something wrong. People are often shamed for remaining at home, even when they are in a position to care for an elderly parent, or when they remain emotionally close to a family member. There is no right solution to every family or telling what will make a happy home. Individuals will make tough decisions depending on their circumstances and may choose to travel through life alone. Still, we all yearn for that emotional support everywhere we go. Thank you.
Thank you for your sharing. Next on up, we got a double hitter. We have James Adamson, but also reading the work of Brittany Fox. Take it away.
Work.
James Adamson also reading after following. He's going to read his own work after. Brittany Fox first, James Addison second. Come on in.
Right, Brittany Fox. I'll be reading my own stuff in a moment. The poem I'm about to read of hers is called Untitled. Many moons later, and I'm still thinking about you. I'm questioning the alignment of the stars and their attributes. I'm constantly considering their contribution to the creation of a stoic environment. As the forks in the road fail to be formatted with the same blasphemy as pyramids, even though it's a far cry, there is flattery in the mimicry, but there's simply much less beauty to behold without its symmetry. So here's a glimpse of me turning my pain into poetry, thus into power, and I ranted about the passion that you didn't get to devour. Another one called Untitled here. Burrowing me down is my remorse, my anguish and my depletion. Grounding me are my built-in perceptions of the gravitational forces that bind my ability to attract and subtract my emotions. Ravishing me is the hunger for justice and the secretity of thy reflection. Punishing me are the magnificent waves of periodic affection and the whiplash from the dreaded wind. Penetrating me is a distance between mind and peace. Eroding me are the cockroaches time has left in my mind. Jinxing me are the cracks in the cement and the chance of rolling snake eyes. Deceiving me are the doubts laid in place by the antagonizing percent. Patronizing me is the regurgitated faith of thy enemy. Constricting me are the chemical imbalances and the ill contortion of the law. Enabling me is a lack of restraint. Comforting me is the measure of gratitude that one is capable of expressing. Confining me is not only the weight of the words that I have not found, but the silence of the negative space. Slandering me are the misconceptions history cannot erase. Replenish me is the beauty my eyes behold, and the rhythm of the drum that I march to. Flattering me are the facts about being a scientific discovery, but segregating me from the majority are the knots in my subconscious and the tangibility of my timeline.
Thank you, Brittany.
Beautiful. Okay, I have 3 poems of my own. This one's called Apple, and all my poems to the glory of God and to goeth with love. Thanks. It was raining, but no water fell from the sky. The past rains on the present, and the future rises from below. We bite into our planet like an apple. Knowledge gushes down our cheeks. Children have it flow down from their hair. They make a mess of things. All we know comes from all over, like the sun hitting surfaces all around. Raindrops of light, shadow and relief to future entrance into the light. Now we stand in the rain. Now we dance in the rain. Purple, yellow, blue, red, orange. The rain falls. Suddenly we bite. Endlessly we bite into the flesh of truth. Celebration is greater than the gala apple. Blood flows through all athletes, all creators, all who sing and dance and cry and laugh. Gold is the substance of our armor. Like death, we open our jaws to bite into life. Our bones become part of us, yet we are not greater than our meal. We marry and have children. He finds a beautiful woman. She finds a man who lives for her. How deep, how high, passion is above us. Purity is our life. Royalty in the sky is our place to move over. Leaves strive for their beauty. Rarely harvested, countless die for only one to matter among thousands in every tree. Apples laugh with a jolly laugh because they know facing little chance is the means of having it. They rain from our orchards and roll onto our worlds. They look at us like innocent children. They die to being our highest symbol, only to live in our hearts. As leaves blow in the wind, trees fall like huge buildings, like the end of a grand event. Rivers flow with our very lifeblood and faith. We throw a bone into the sky. It becomes a spaceship and falls as an apple on the tarmac. Technology will never replace DNA. Mastery over everything will never change where it began or what it is. 10,000 chemicals in the flesh, a way to find a place of health. Wars will always be with us, but we always defend a place where an apple falls. And this one's called Tiger. Shadows come to life, beauty of death, life of power, a display of playfulness like the blue sky, waiting to kill like a shark, choosing its meal as if morally, paws that could bat around a toy that turns lethal, an ignorance of human power, spaceships controlled like a lover, beauty unto itself, a sign of animal self-awareness of themselves, as memorable as an elephant, out on an evolutionary limb of extreme definition. All the light and shadow of a world in the eyes and fur of one animal, a manifestation of vision, of watching as flowers neither toil nor spin. The power of patience like it knows the desert of rocks that are divine of time. A lone power escalated into the trust as they mate. A place of fear and power letting down walls. Restful presence that looks right through. A high grass that leaves of grass teach. The irony of merely living, to cry and laugh compete. Such a star in the sky that will never be known. Primeval minds that leap into the future, rolling over in play to expose its belly. A domestic cat with a burden, always powerful, always a living weapon. The fascination in guns and knives and missiles, muscles covered in permanence. You will become the translation between friend and lover and meat. It seems they dance in their minds, perfectly still in their disguise. Their minds always active, always in submission to blind speed. Here the grass rustles, there the wind murmurs. A vortex of beauty and danger, a precision of guns, uselessness even with your hand on your holster. Mountains come to life in the minds of men, to never transverse something so high as a need to cry at such loss. This one's called Dog. Sniveling, growling, drooling, bulging eyes, smelly fur, and that's just the small ones. Nippy, barking, nuisance, or fatal and injurious. They are just like us, social intelligence, speaking, understanding, they exceed us. dark, unpredictable, penetrating, suspicious, surprising, challenging, rivaling, athletic, beautiful, fast, multidisciplinary. Suddenly he figures out why he's called Ralph, because someone as a child named a cactus Ralph. He's inconsolable. I tell our dog she's loved no less because there's another dog we love. She looks up to me in surprise and then falls onto her belly, a kind of victory, a kind of defeat. They move through our lives, revealing to us who we are. They use no words or do so little compared to how much they communicate. They become an extension of ourselves. They know when a person has cancer, or if a billionth of what we can smell is obvious to them, they can prevent a crime. They know they risk their lives fighting crime for us. Yet we call them bitches and bastards. Maybe some of them have mystical powers, what they learn about us, how it is transmitted. Dogmatic dogma somehow has subtlety. They can use up to more than 500 words. They're said to be mankind's best friend. They seem to admit their errors. We can't believe they are more innocent or in touch with themselves more than us in some primeval way. Yet we call to them to see who they love more. Justice perhaps means they become a tool of God to save a drowning man or protect a child. Perhaps it's hard to call them off, to follow or lead. Animals aren't differentiated, and they are one with what they think and believe. Yet God is trying to prevent our belief that we can have absolute judgment, so dogs don't have it either. Dogs can descend into madness. They chase anything on wheels and need to be put down. The mercy of death row has a different name. We spend thousands to try and save them from disease. Their approval can be indiscriminate. Kindness for anyone is for everyone. We ask ourselves if they can love, or what it means if they can use the word. The worst insults used on ourselves pits mankind at odds with itself. Animals are God's toys, yet they are our friends. Nothing becomes us more than dogs, the way they move amongst us. They withhold an opinion, they wear masks. The way they place themselves in social hierarchy, their wagging tail is infectious, and they put their tail between their legs. Maybe they aren't afraid and they apologize. Intelligence among animals can't be graded, but they are more seamlessly part of us. We laugh when they fart and they seem embarrassed. Their eyebrows flick with questions. Their eyes glare with anger. Approval is an ongoing expression. They can appear anywhere through space and time, but God has different uses for each of them, just like our toys do. We breathe deeper and with cleaner breaths. Our hearts beat with more life and strength because we know the experience of loss and the potential of friendship, and to hold on with just a little more trust. Thanks.
Yeah, last on up, we have Andrew joining us for the Poetry Slam. Give him a round of snaps and claps.
I just had a job interview. That's why I'm late. I have a preamble. I can't confirm or deny if these are any good poems, but I do know that I haven't read them yet in the confines of this group, so I will read them now. This poem is called You Want More? I just gave a pound of flesh. Going on patrol in the mountains. No lucky charms or fountains. Drawing a straight line to Eastern Europe. Authoritarian. Tear down this wall. I happened upon a well in the mountains. Undertones of evil underneath a shimmering sky. I don't know much about politics. I'm just the gray man who knows how to maneuver. I understand culture through force. It's worse than a divorce. I trained in North Carolina, but was never quite enough. Sometimes it's too much information when you have no stuff. Only thoughts and have no stuff. Don't worry, they tell you what to do. If you ask too many questions, then the joke's on you. You must both be lucky and good. We speak the same language, but I feel misunderstood. It's more common than you would imagine. ... I like to see my town's name in lights. The authorities got nothing on me, and that's delightful. It's not politically correct, so I'll bite bullets until the end. Lake border, ocean border, water border, don't cross. This one's kind of a, it's not really a joke poem, but I don't know, the title's funny. I think my nose is happier than I am, is the name of the title of this poem. Thank you. That's kind of what I was going for. Human nature is so vast. Thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. I know numbers, but not intimately. Expletives orbit around the sun. Peaceful sounds to a violent gun. Your name through a waterfall, deprivation is a solution on a dark continent. My lover wants some alone time. My natural habitat is a junkyard. I read obituaries all day. I have no fear of death, but I'm scared of my own shadow. Genealogy is so fragile, to prove yet another thing. Don't compare yourself to the crowd, the devil's in the details. And so is meaning. Open another door when all options and scenarios have been exhausted. Revenge is sweet, but so is an apple. Know when to retreat and avoid confrontation. There's data and wisdom in silence, but also in chaos and noise. Depending who you are, have disdain for authority and too few choices. An infinite variety of doors. An ashtray that's divine. So many chairs, so many bears, fragile is my spine. Fragile is my id, but sturdy is my ego. I cover myself in peanut butter and run through the woods. That's humor. Thank you.
Well, we are really having this as a true poetry slam. We have 2 more editions here. We're slamming and jamming. I'm loving it. Come on up, Daisy. You are the next contestant on this poetry slam.
Okay. Godball and all, I wrote in 1994. Oh Godball, ball of God, the energy from which we come, the energy to which we return. All is in everything, and everything is in all. Oh, how I long to be in the knowing sphere again, sharing all. Each instant immersed in the reality of what went before, until we are drawn to a body to put life into dust. A baby is very close to the knowing sphere, yet far from the ability to do much about it. As we age in the new dust, we become more able to act, but may know less how to. Breathe in Godball air, breathe out Godball air. To be able to look behind and say, there I've been. To looking forward, following our open hearts and our open minds, free from propaganda. If you think about God alone as an empty library with no books, Godball is full of books. We are borrowed by the new dust. As we live, we add more pages to our book. When new dust dies, we come back to Godball. All books read all books instantly. Some books may stay in the library for a long time. Some go through real fast. Some books are checked out for decades, some for moments.
Thank you. Well, we have what I believe is one more poet to speak today, and it is the lovely Mama C. Come on up, grant us with that presence, give us your lovely words, tickle my little lobe. I do it on my own. I do it in the silence of the sunsets. I do it in the confined of the radiant light in the clouds, shrouding my movements, my thoughts, my spirit, the rhythm of my heart. I do it in the seclusion of the sunrise, the beginning of the new moments, the opening of the movement of the light beams of a new day.
in praise, in prayer, in resilience, in the quiet spirit. I rise, I move, there's movement. I do it on my own. I do it in the silence. I do it in the spirit, in the glorious reverence of the beginning of a sunset, in the radiance of the sunrise. I do. Thank you.
Well, that concludes our September Poetry Slam. It was a delight to have you all read, and also those who were reading before in the group. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening and clapping and snapping. And in honor of the rest, please give them one more hand for all the work you've done. And we'll see y'all next month, which is October. Maybe it's spooky. I don't know. Spooky.